1805, 14,900. You can relax, this is not a math problem and there won't be a quiz at the end. These numbers are statistics for covered bridges in the United States. Covered bridges are beautiful, fascinating structures that are slowly disappearing. I'd like to tell you about them and those that want to study and preserve these wonderful structures. You know me, you know my passion for construction, anything construction, but bridges are my favorite and covered bridges are probably the best. You guys are history buffs, so you can appreciate the history and the devastation of losing so many of these wonderful structures. The history of something that may one day disappear, it's important to understand and the best place for me to begin. Though the basic design and reason for the designs have not changed over the years, the individual architecture of the different examples gives them their own character. There are a lot of people interested in studying and preserving these covered bridges, as is evident with the organizations that have sprouted up all over. There are conflicting reports as to the first covered bridge in the United States. Some say it's the bridge over the Schuylkill River in Philadelphia. It was built in 1905 by Timothy Palmer, while others think it was the bridge that was built in 1904 over the Hudson River in New York by Theodore Burr. At the height of their existence, there were 14,000 authentic wooden covered bridges in the United States. Most of these covered bridges were built between 1825 and 1875, when steel made its way to make the bridges. The timber became less popular and the cover wasn't needed. The oldest bridge still standing in the United States today was built in 1825. It's in Cooperstown, New York. Today, there are less than 900 covered bridges still standing in the United States. Although there were once 250 bridges in this state of Georgia, there is less than 20 now. Some people say the bridges were covered to provide shelter in bad weather. Some people say that they were so that the horses wouldn't get scared when they went through the water. The real reason to cover a bridge is to protect the underlying structure, to keep it from decaying with the weather. The floor decks would disappear over time and the base would deteriorate. Bridges, but basically all bridges are made the same. They have piers, abutments, braces, and cords. These are the piers, braces, and cords. They're supported on rock piers generally back in the day, depending on what area of the country you were from. Up north, they were with rocks that were found all over the place. Down south, the rocks that were found in the rivers, and out west, it was the timber. The differences in the bridges that are covered bridges that set them apart are their covers. Some of them are completely enclosed, like the Concord Bridge in Cobb County, Georgia. Some of them are open. This is the Pools Mill Bridge in Forsyth County in Georgia. Some people say that the reason that they were open was so that it would deter the robbers from ambushing passersby. Some of them were left natural wood, while others were painted red. Some of them had ornate woodworking around the top. Over time, these bridges have deteriorated and begun to disappear. Virtually every state has an organization or society that researches and keeps data for their state for each one of their covered bridges. These organizations can also apply for grants to help restore their bridges. Bridges play a very important part in American history, and covered bridges added character to the landscape of every state. They are disappearing quickly and should be remembered for the function for which they were built, but also the beauty that would be added to it for an otherwise just a regular bridge. Hopefully organizations and individuals will continue to collect information, share information, and advocate to preserve what is left of a time gone by.